On the side, 403 eastbound at Aberdeen, 2 vehicles blocking the left lane, and 403 eastbound at Lincoln Alexander Parkway, there have been 3 vehicles involved. They have been blocking the left lane as well. Southbound Parkway, heavy and slow from the top right down through to Don Mills.
Getting criminals with guns off the streets is a priority for the McGuinty government. Those are the words of Community Safety Minister Monty Quinter. He backed up those words yesterday by announcing $2 million to install video cameras in 2 of Toronto's high crime areas, Jane-Finch and Scarborough. They're billing the investment as a better way of protecting Torontonians. Mark Sims lives in one of those high crime neighborhoods. He's also the executive director of the Jane-Finch.com website. He's joined us at our site in the studio. Good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome.
I truly believe that this is a complete waste of money. Could be better spent on the community instead of on the enforcement on the community.
Okay, they say that this is not going to take any policemen off the streets. They say it's not going to be money that would otherwise be used for law enforcement. So why not have cameras there to deter people who might get into bad business?
Well, I mean, let's be real here. I truly think that these cameras are going to be useful for about the first week or two until the people in the neighborhood that are committing a crime start realizing that there's these cameras in the neighborhood. I mean, we have cameras in the communities already, and the criminals do not commit crimes in front of the cameras. Now the criminals have become smarter, so they commit crimes where the cameras are not around.
It's interesting to me, by the way, to pick up on that thought that the Privacy Commissioner, of course, has established certain guidelines. And one of the guidelines is there will be signs to alert people around the cameras that there are cameras.
So what's the point in having a camera if you're going to alert somebody about it? I mean, it's not going to catch anybody. I mean, who in their right mind is going to use a gun in front of a camera? It's just not going to happen.
Is it possible, however, because this has been done in the past, that someone on their way to commit a crime, someone running away from a crime just committed, might be picked up on a camera, and that could be useful?
That's possible, actually. But even now, with the cameras that we have in the community, a lot of the people, they avoid them. They know how to avoid them. You know, things are done smarter now. I mean, I think that maybe these cameras might catch 1 or 2 criminals here and there, but for the money that they're spending on them, it could be better used somewhere else.
How big a problem is this supposed to be the solution to?
I really don't think this is a solution at all, having these cameras there. I think that they should use these cameras they should use this money inside the schools or at the homes where the real problems lie, where the core of the problems lie and begin.
How bad is gun crime in the neighborhood?
It's a lot better than from before. It's not as bad as it used to be. Since last summer, I know that the gun violence in the neighborhood has reduced significantly.
Mm-hmm. Why this announcement right now? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea. I mean, for the way that things are going, I thought things were getting better. I don't understand why we have to apply cameras to the neighborhood. I think this is just another way of taking advantage of the community.
You were part of a documentary that aired on the 5th Estate last week. It was called Lost in the Struggle. You took a camera where people don't often get to see your neighborhood, the underbelly of Jane-Finch. How do you propose the police go about solving some of the crimes you've witnessed and documented firsthand? I'm not talking about prevention, which you got into a minute ago when you say programs in the schools and so forth. Solving crimes already committed. What could they do that isn't being done now?
Well, the major thing that needs to be done in order to solve a lot of the problems in the community is getting the community to cooperate with the police. And I think that's really the one thing that these police in Ontario don't have with the community right now. They don't have any cooperation. And it's almost like a crime for the community to cooperate with the police.
Which I think is a crime that attitude would exist.
Exactly.
So what do you do about it?
You got to build that relationship. First of all, you got to start getting these police officers in the schools with the kids at a young age. You got to start getting the community to understand who their police officers are by name and not just by face. You know, let's put a name behind a lot of these police officers.
Mark, thank you for talking to us.
No problem.
Mark Sims is the executive director of the Jane-Finch, .com website. We'd like to get your thoughts on this subject. How do you feel about having cameras in high-risk neighborhoods? The box number is 416-205-5807. We'd especially like to hear from people who live in neighborhoods policed by 31 Division and 42 Division. Since the release of her album, Open Your Eyes, Toronto-based singer Dion Taylor has been showered with accolades. She should be preparing for another storm because her new album, I Love Being Here With You, is set to hit the stands in just a few weeks. Here she is from that new disc with Send One Your Love.
Send her your love with a dozen roses. Make sure that you know